From your local election headquarters, this is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
All right, let's get right to place 6. 5 different folks vying for this spot. This, of course, the spot being vacated, actually already vacated by Councilman Steve Savage. Let's talk about Mr. Savage. He's not been there in quite a while. He's kind of made some public statements on his Facebook that he's ducked out.
Yes.
You know, this has kind of been kind of crazy that he's kind of just really lame duck. He's gone. I mean, right?
Yeah, I've asked him about it because Steve is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he just feels that he's done all that he can do, and he needs to move on. So in essence, he's resigned without formally resigning.
Interesting. So that leaves the field really wide open.
It sure does.
Yeah, so this is the one, Dr. Travis Craver is the one being endorsed by the Firefighters Association. He's at HSU. Some other names, Ron Constantine in this race. We have Charles Byrne in this race, Jessica Cantu. A lot of these names are not known, so that's kind of a problem, right?
Right, and you're forgetting one candidate.
Yes.
And we apologize.
Yes, we do apologize.
Do you have the name in your notes?
I do not.
Oh,
Ron.
this is so embarrassing.
Yes.
We should know,
I know
all
right?
the names of the candidates.
Yeah.
And yet this tells you something
right.
about the race. Are the candidates going out and making themselves known? And if there's someone who's running for office and yet they're not immediately on our lips, I would argue that's the fault of the candidate as well as our fault. And I apologize for that, but at the same time, the candidates have to make themselves known. And if they're not doing that, then why are they running? So
it's really important that they start to do this. How can they become better known?
Well, the simple things that we've already talked about before. You have to go out and you have to present yourself to as many voters as possible. You have to have signs out. You have to be going door to door, speaking at all of the lunch clubs that exist. Just the standard things that one does. You know, there's also ways you be active on social media, you get letters into the newspaper.
Right.
I mean, there's a whole host of things that you can do.
David Tarverville is the name that we were missing, so we certainly apologize for that, but there are 5, and so more than likely, like you said, mathematically, this could really result in a runoff.
Right. None of the candidates 3 months ago were that well known in the city, so therefore the odds are that none of them are going to get to the threshold 50% plus 1 vote. So we're probably going to be looking at a runoff in June.
Very interesting. So Dr. Fabrizio and I were just talking in the commercial break. What are the big issues that these city council members or city council candidates must face and must answer?
And this is actually a really hard question, because you go, what is going on? A year ago, as you said, it was streets. Well, we've got a plan in place for the streets. The downtown hotel, that seems to be moving in fits and spurts. The county and the city are going at it. But is there much that an individual city council person can do? It seems to be beyond that. Then we talk about the search for a zoo director, animal services. The city's having trouble with that. But again, that's more city management more than the policy making that the city council does. I'm really struggling to come up with the hot button issue that's driving politics today. And in the absence of that issue, I think it's going to come down to personality. Who are the candidates? Where do they want to take the city in the future? And as you said, with their character in mind, how will they handle future problems? Because you know, we know there will be future problems.
Right.
Could be water, could be who knows what's going on. So how will they handle those future problems?
So we've got to know who they are, what they represent, and like you said, their personality is really important.
Their personality, I would argue, becomes more important. You think about Steve Savage. Steve Savage presented himself when he first ran for office as a working class kind of guy who is going to take a different approach than the quote-unquote establishment people. He presented himself as a brand, as an image. What is that brand or image for these candidates? Who do they want to present themselves by?
Very interesting. It's an interesting election to right now, but we'll work on finding some great questions for those candidates in,
Yes, we
that
will.
debate next month. All right, let's quickly talk some breaking news this last week. Probably not really a surprise, but a new candidate for president, and this is a Texas boy. This is Beto O'Rourke is officially joined.
Yes, number 15, I believe, on the Democrat side.
But the second Dem from Texas, right?
Yes.
So we've got Castro.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So it's shaping up. We talked about how the city council race is a little slow. This one is not.
No, just the opposite. I mean, basically, since the 1st of January, people have been announcing they're going to run for president or stepping away from it. Beto O'Rourke brings to the race fantastic name recognition, an incredible fundraising base. We need to remember, against Ted Cruz, he raised $80 million, most of it in small donations. So my guess is that he sends out a couple of emails, puts out a couple of notices on social media, and the money's going to start rolling into him. And he does have a problem. He's a white male in the Democratic Party that's priding itself on its diversity. And so how is that going to do? You know, we'll see.
Very interesting, shaping up once again. Another interesting race.
Yes.
And Dr. Fabrizio, I want to talk about your show very quickly. If you want to hear more of Dr. Fabrizio's insight, the professors, tell us when we can listen to you.
Every day from 4 to 5 on KWKC 1340 AM. I talk politics and local politics, state, national, international, and it's called The Professors. And we also on Wednesdays, we do Science Wednesday, where there's a McMurray professor who joins me and we talk science. And then Thursday, we approach politics from a historical perspective.
Very cool.
With Dr. Don Frazier, also a McMurray history professor.
Very cool.
So thank you for bringing that up.
Absolutely. Certainly great. Dr. Fabrizio, thank you so much. Big Country Politics returns in just 2 minutes.